Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the big, massive podcast with me, your host, Roland Boyle, and the on hers bag there. Just before we start, ladies and gentlemen, anybody out there wants to sponsor us? We haven't got any sponsors, and all the other podcasts.
We're doing a walk or something? Sponsor walk?
We're sponsored talk. So anybody out there that wants to be our main sponsor, the opportunity's here now before them boys are wanting, what do you call the shave the bag brigade?
Jesus Christ, I hear them all the time too, and I can't think of it.
It's a wild long name for a fucking organisation.
Shave the bag.
Aye. Clip.
Oh, it's right on the fucking
Tidy.
tip of my tongue. Manscaped.
If you just want to beat Manscaped to be able to sponsor us boys.
So we're possibly going to a new studio, and we will have your
We are.
logo up on the back. And it'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Clips, it'll be on Patreon, it'll be on everything.
On everything, your logo. And then we might have a wee clip at the start that says who we're sponsored by. So you get at the start of every show, your business getting promoted. Because we've got thousands of listeners.
This
We've got hundreds of
podcast,
Patreon listeners. And we're hoping to go from strength to strength because we've lined up some great guests, I'll just say.
This podcast is sponsored by Doherty Sausages.
Mm-hmm. You eat Doherty sausages on a cold winter's day.
Do you like the tingle of
Are you
Doherty
special?
sausages
Do you
going
like
off your bare
mints?
top?
The special mints, you open it upside down. I don't know what's your wee white teeth? Hey,
I know why.
see mine, I get a wee bit better. Yours is like you'd know you're at them white.
Aye.
I don't know if that's Aberrell or the Western.
Oh, but I'll dull them down.
Oh,
Operation Dull Them Down.
do you know if you get the turkey teeth, you can't dull them down?
Class.
No.
You never have to brush them. No, there was.
But did you ever see fucking Ross out of Friends' teeth? That's what my cousin has.
Where's he from? Belfast.
Shing. No, he's from here, but he's living.
We went to Ibiza 2 years ago now, and there was a crowd of Belfast boys on it, and their teeth were white plastic.
You don't even see the lines. It's just a gum shield.
Aye, man,
It seems to be a little more the loyalist side. I'm not bad in saying that. Do you know, it's like, well, I used to work with a few doormen like that too, and they weren't necessarily loyalists, but it seems to be this look. Steroids.
tan.
No, not normal tan, but fucking
Tan.
burgundy.
Burgundy.
Mahogany. Sorry. Steroids, mahogany tan, turkey teeth.
Do you know what, sir? I've seen a few
Is that your phone?
women recently, and they're tan.
That's too much.
It doesn't look right.
Especially in Ireland.
A good tan makes you look class. Man, we look really tan with some of them videos. I was looking at the last day.
That one I was looking at it and I was going, fuck, I was brown. No, and so I did a gig last week and the boy said to me, every time I see you, your beard's getting whiter. I says, no, son, it's the tan.
I was getting a haircut the last day, and I'm running out of dark hair.
You want to think?
Think so?
Sure, it's the white stands out. I would say we're about 35% grey, even though it looks more. I'm going white. I'm grayer than you like. But my granddad, and remember Tommy McGillicuddy in school?
Aye.
They were jet white, but they had hair. I'd say my granddad's hair's still growing, just a fucking skull sitting there. That's what happens with like little pirates. Your nails and your hair still grow after you die.
Your eyeballs stay the same from your baby.
What?
Your eyeballs stay the same.
Did I tell you that one? So it's probably wrong.
No, I heard it in the podcast last time.
That's why when you see Wayne's all of the big eyes, then you get out there and look at it, no. And then we've got the cerebral palsy fucking.
I know.
Everything starts going south.
Jesus, man. Strabane were playing a Belfast team, West Belfast team the last day, man, and the fans. I'd say fucking mover. I was standing watching the match, man. They had this. Do you ever get that Belfast accent that's like a stroke? It's like slurred. Jesus, man.
The boxers. I used to think the boys they fucking hit too many times. That's just the accent.
Oh man, it's like everybody had a stroke and they were like, oh fucking.
I think Strabane too has a wee bit of an accent that, like, I have to. You were even saying the last time you see me leverage that I'm articulating my words better. I had to.
Yeah.
See, even I'm going back to look at. I was looking at our Lavery videos there yesterday to see if I could get a clip, and I was just like, bleh. Because I talk like that there and fucking and then I miss words.
Yeah.
I would miss like the connecting words like to or if and an. It's just straight. And then I know for a fact that people that don't understand Strabane Ladesh haven't a clue what I'm saying. I can recognise that now because it's years of doing videos and shit.
Lavery's is very international.
Aye.
Because there was loads of people from different countries there.
Yeah, so I had to just, and then I've got 2 or 3 gigs in Dublin coming up in the one day, and it's going to be that because Dublin City is just all foreigners.
You stand out?
I was going in and looked at the price things.
Do you know what?
People think when you go to Dublin, it's like going to America. It's an extra half an hour.
An extra hour from Belfast.
Aye.
It's 2.5 hours.
Aye.
Do you know what? I've drove up and down to Dublin now quite regular, and it's grand.
Aye. Do you know what's a sad one? How we sad one message we got yesterday, young fella?
I'm sadly believe about it.
We Dylan. I think Dylan listened to so we can talk about him now because he passed away. God rest his soul. If you don't believe in that, but we Dylan he had a few conditions: cerebral palsy. Is that right? It is.
Cerebral palsy, cerebral.
You said. Oh,
no, but the way you fucking said it.
The way you did it.
No, the way you said it.
You said it.
I just copied the way you said it. You said it like you had
it. What's me on about how I can articulate my words?
And then you went cerebral palsy. No, man, I was in bad form yesterday about it. Hey?
So was I. So we worked in a children's home down near Dublin. The reason you reminded me is there was a special needs school right down at the docks, passed through the city, through the tolls and through the tunnel in Dublin.
Quite close to the Aviva.
Is it? Mm. So there was nothing nearby. So we worked around RD, which is like an hour, isn't it? From
it was actually Louth, wasn't it?
Aye. Was it? Aye. So they went to that school. So you had to get up at fucking 6 in the morning. They drive them down and drive them back up. So, and then you finished your shift and then drove home. So we were used to doing that Dublin fucking run. I still had the sat nav on every time, even though it had a ton. I was working in that house, so I knew these young people. 4 young people, 3 lads. 2 lads I worked with first. I'll tell you how small they were. Right, and they ended up big fellas, didn't they? One of them now is 19. The other is his younger brother, Aaron. You could have took him home.
Aye.
The biggest dote. He passed away this year as well.
Aye, was this year?
Just stop breathing because muscular dystrophy.
They do have a life expectancy.
There's muscular dystrophy and cerebral palsy, or whatever. But muscular dystrophy, it's about your muscles dying. So your heart's a muscle.
Yeah.
So I think he took his last breath. So we used to drive down there and back up, and then out of the 3 young people, out of them 4. Last year and this year, 3 of them passed away. Haunted.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Right, go ahead.
That wasn't fucking scary. And I'm just saying, because he was one of these young fellas that when I started working with him, Dylan, he came for about 2 years before I finished up. But the hard thing about working with Dylan is he was one of the most intelligent 15, 16-year-olds I ever met in my life.
Great lad, huh?
And I was saying, he always used to say to me, because the only thing that really worked was his finger, one finger. Everything else didn't work. And I would say his body would have been proportional with the size of his head. That sort of way. So I think he was smart enough to know that he had a life expectancy shorter than most. And he was saying to me, "So what can I do in my life?" And I said to him, "You could be a stand-up comedian, you know." He was sitting down and I said, "But you could, because literally you just need to come into a room and put a mic in front of you and talk." And I gave him that wee bit of hope, even though he was probably never going to do it. But I just thought, fuck, there is something that I can do. Because he couldn't use any of his limbs, as I said. When I met him first, he could use his 2 hands and he used to love beating me in PlayStation. FIFA. But then it just got to the stage where his hands stopped working.
Man, he used to give you the finger. He used to put his hand up and just lay across his face.
And he used to always do that. He used to say to me, "Go and choke me. Choke me." Remember I said to him, he was calling me gay. He says, "I'm not gay, but..." You are? Remember on
I just started.
And when you were cleaning his arse first day, they just looked at you. What was he says? Get your finger out of there. Get your finger out of there, gay boy. Oh. But he was smart and I have a theory that he'd been listening to all our pods.
Aye.
Why wouldn't he?
No.
I think somebody told me he listened to one, but if you can't move, and I loved, so the workers at work with him were great, but he loved me, you, and Blee, because we had that. We treated him like a human. We treated him like a teenager. Give him stick. He gave us stick. Where some workers, for some reason, they think because somebody's got a disability, you need to treat them emotionally different.
Aye.
Do you know? Don't talk about this. Don't talk about. I think one of us were pulled for saying something to him one time, but it was just old banter and crack.
Aye.
You can't say that. Why? You're 17, nearly. Fuck's sake.
I know. You love Liverpool. You loved if Liverpool were playing, being on shift with him because you knew you were going to be lying in the room watching the match.
So me and Blee took him out one day, and I loved that too with Liverpool. We took him out and we did some messing, sir. You know this type of stuff where you pull the window down and shout at somebody, "Hey! Hey!" And he turns around and you just drive on and we look at him and he's just, what is going on here? We brought him to a park and put him on a roundabout and I started spinning him too much and he did one of them. Boop, boop.
Oh, fuck.
Shot himself. Then we did, Blee was just Blee's one of the best at it, like shouting at people and then doing the straight face and all. And then we went, got something to eat, all that crack, and he came home and he said to me when we were putting him to bed, that was the best day of my life. Because we were sort of close to the edges too.
Oh, aye.
Though we did do risque stuff.
Aye.
Blaming people, shouting, "Hey, do all this." Blee scared a boy going on. We were going through Dublin, it was a tight street with townhouses, and this boy was just standing at his door and Blee just rolled the window down. "Hey!" But it was probably this close to him. Your man dropped everything and all, and then Blee just drove on, and your fucking young Dylan was in hysterics laughing. But as I was going to say, so they were all motorised wheelchairs.
Yeah.
When I met the first two boys, I was able to lift them up in their wheelchairs and spin them around.
Fuck. You couldn't have done that.
No, so they ended up about, 16, 17 stone each. So it's heartbreaking, man, because like when you work with these young people, part of the induction is you have to look at that book about ultimately they're going to pass away during your time working there if you stay any length of time.
I never read the book.
Either did I see the front page. But
Blee told us about it. Because Blee read the book.
Blee read it with his glasses off. So, if you're up there, Donald, Tanya, and Aaron, these were class. Big part of my life, man, because I was going up and down there for 9 years. I'd say 7 years I worked in that.
I was saying to Blee, and we got word late, like, he was already buried by the time.
It was yesterday. It was the day before yesterday.
It was Dublin, like, and I would actually have loved to have been there, but at the same time, like, you've no connection to any of the family because you never see anybody, so.
And you see the family and they're doing their. I sent a wee message on because you can do it on the.
Oh, can you?
Condolences, and it shows you too that. See, when people think they're wains or in cares, like parents don't. First of all, people blame. Young people in care, people blame the young people. They're the last person to blame. Usually it's because of family breakdown. And there's a small percentage because families can't cope with the young person.
Jesus Christ, there was two of us working. Fucking.
So this one was disability. That there has to come a stage you have to make a decision. What's best for the family, the relationship, and the kid, because that kid can get 24-hour, round-the-clock support. Now you have to doing the personal care can take an hour and a half. Because you have to put them in the harness, lift them out, change pads, clean the place, wash them, all that. Now, if you're a parent, you can only do it so long, genuinely, without really it affecting you mentally, physically, relationships.
Man, we used to do 72-hour shifts, and by the end of it, you were fucking drained.
Like, so if that was 24 hours...
And you were getting your bed every night?
Aye. And you're getting wee breaks and all too and all, but if this was your 20...
Aye. It's not sustainable.
You couldn't pay, like, especially even a carer's allowance, so you can't blame families whenever they've situations, I guess. Now, there is bastards too. I remember a young person worked by years ago, nothing to do with that organisation right enough, and I went to meet her ma down in a city centre, say Belfast, She was a prostitute, like, and she just come over and looked at him.
You were meeting her for
The contact
not money
for her? No, not money order. No, it was actually to meet her child.
Cynthia.
And she seen her and went, right, she's out there. So I was getting left off. So there's like a contact is like when you bring the young person to the parent, and sometimes has to be contact with supervision.
Mm-hmm.
And this was what this was. But you don't stand in front of them, you just let them have a wee bit of time together.
But there's also a part of that is that parent knows they're no good for that child. I've seen that like loads of times. They know they're not in a position to look after that child, and
this doll here was a hink.
That they're better off without them.
So I think this doll gets benefits. So it was like she couldn't wait to get away as soon as I landed. You know what I mean? So it's so complex. Young people in care because of issues, and we're on about newcomers, people coming over because of family dead and all that crap. But it's sad times. But that's them three. There's only one the young people left that I worked for so long.
Mm.
And see, I worked with them that long that I always thought I'd go back.
Aye, I always thought that too.
I know it was never a closed book. You always my last shift would have been right. See you after.
Aye, and if I hadn't been so far away.
And we Aaron too. He was a couple of months ago. He would have he was the two of them, Aaron and Dylan. Great guys, hugs and happy and like we Aaron was just happy with everything. Drawing, food, going to school, getting up in the morning, getting washed. Everything was appreciated. Class. Anyway. Just a wee bit of serious stuff there for anybody that's driving and bored. And I know,
I really cheer them up.
I know, but it's just life. It's what happened, and that's.
Hey man, there's something. Well, you started it. Obviously, I've been hearing about it for fucking years, but I'm fucking hooked now. Welcome to Wrexham.
Unreal, sir. I'm on season 3.
Are you jealous? And do you know what? I think it's better watching it retrospectively because you know it's all going to come good.
Well, did you watch season 1?
Aye, just finished it this morning.
Aye, right. So I went. So everybody told me, do you know this is the first football team that actually went boom, boom, boom up through the leagues?
Aye.
No, they didn't.
Aye, but from the first time they done it.
I didn't know it. So I'm thinking, fuck, they're getting out of some hole here.
They didn't.
Fucking, but they were in the playoffs in the first season.
Aye.
And then the big risks, but hey, did you see the difference between League One, Championship and Premier League when it comes to money?
Aye.
Like them boys they have buttons.
Aye.
They're not going to make it in the Premier League.
The boys I'm painting his room and like their star midfielders and fucking.
Aye.
But man, you know what? And if you're listening to this and you don't like football, you don't need to.
No, because it's most about the town and
it's community and
deprivation.
Like there's grief and there's cancer and
that shows. You know the good thing that you've seen too is season 2. They're all celebrities.
Aye, so I just started episode 1.
Everybody recognises.
There's Americans coming in. They see
that pub doesn't empty.
Aye, so there's people coming in. They see the people that's in the documentary who are just people in the town, but they're famous now because they're in a massive documentary.
Aye. But and they've made it right to the championship, like. So I can't wait to watch the next 2.
Seas is renewed there for season 5.
Man, you know what I watched? What did you see this? When did it start? 2017. How long goes that? 8 years.
8 years.
The Handmaid's Tale. I fucking loved it. Right. Well, I was good at the start. Then I sort of went off it a wee bit, but Arlo fucking is obsessed with it. But this last season was really good. Fucking finished. The last episode is one of the worst episodes you'll ever fucking watch. And I'm going to do a spoiler, will I?
No, because I want to watch it.
Fucking spoiler alert.
No, don't.
I'm going to do a spoiler.
It's one of the worst because it ends bad or it's just bad.
I'm telling you now.
No, don't, man. Cause
I can't help it. I'm dying to tell.
She dies.
No. Shite. All it out.
Right, go ahead. Spoiler for anybody.
So anybody that watching The Handmaid's Tale, and it started fucking 8 years ago, and the last episode was yesterday. So we all gathered around the TV. Even the episodes up to the last one were class. So the very first, The Handmaid's Tale, is a show about America turns a new. I think the whole world.
There's a population issue,
yes,
isn't it?
Population issue, and not many women can get pregnant. So they change America and a new sort of country. Get-ahead or something it's called. Fucking.
Yeah, you're not far off. Galahad or Get-ahead? I think you may be right.
So they more or less essentially slave women and have sex with them.
They rape them,
Rape them, and what they do is they have the wife behind the girl that they're raping, cover her, and then, do you know what I mean? That's the whole, what do you call it? Religious fucking thing. Anyway, at the start of the show, her daughter, Hannah, I think she's called, gets kidnapped, right? And then one of the families take her as her own, right?
Yeah.
Season 1, Season 2, all about her trying to get her Wayne back. She becomes the hero, like the heroine.
Yeah.
Heroine.
Yeah.
So it's like intense. These bastards have got your Wayne. And every now and again in the first season she gets access, sneaks in, sees the Wayne, hugs her and all, and I need this Wayne and all, and then it goes on and on and on. So you're thinking, right, the whole show is about the way they're treated, the experiences of the girls, but it's all about her getting her Wayne back. So last night couldn't wait. How are they going to get her back? She doesn't get her back.
I mean, that's real life. Doesn't have to be all wrapped up in a fucking dick.
Get the fuck, this is Hollywood. Right on. I wanted to see a fucking reunited with her daughter.
Aye, but the whole show's grim.
It's finished. It's done.
Aye, but it's grim. It's dark.
They've definitely got it set up for spin-offs or something because, man, I was raging. I was going, when are they going to get this wee girl? She's probably 18 by now, right enough. But...
No, but that's the theme of the show. Grim.
No, do you know what? Apparently, and I haven't seen the end of... What do you call it? Not Goodfellas. The Italian one. Mafia fucking...
Gomorrah or...
The famous Mafia fucking series.
Sopranos?
I've never seen the final episode, but I heard it's the worst fucking episode ever.
Well, I kind of know how it finishes.
Same thing. You're like... Everybody in the room's all... What? Check to see, is it because we're using the dingle dangle? The same thing happened to me in Yellowstone. So I watched the last season of Yellowstone. Brilliant, right up the... So the way they do the seasons, they do like 2 splits. So say season 6 is the last season. They do 10 episodes. Then there's a break. 10 more. So Kevin Costner's the main dude in it. And all's afoot that he's going to fucking take over or do whatever he's got planned. And then... So I didn't know there was a break in America. Because I'm watching it in the ding dong dong. Right? So say I went from episode 10 to 11. 11 made absolute no sense. That I was actually thinking, I must...
Aye, but that was forced.
Aye, because Costner left.
Aye.
I didn't know it.
Oh, sure you think... Hey, Ronan, just before we start this new episode...
I would, if you had been following it, you probably would have heard all the ins and outs because you were on it, but I didn't know anything about Yellowstone when they were recording it. So, the cunt that wrote the story made himself the hero then for the last 10 episodes. Now he's a dick. So I was thinking, what's going on? It wasn't until I googled it then and found out. Right. Same thing.
He went to do his own film.
And went a different direction, and it just went after that. Still watched it all, like, because you're sort of on it, but it was all... Do you know, did you watch any Yellowstone?
No, I'm going to start it.
What they do, the one thing I'd say about Yellowstone is they keep doing scenes, right?
Well, I was going to watch Handmaid still now, but sure.
Sure, you can watch other 8 seasons. And so
you only like...
The horses, they do the horse bit, but there's a bit in Yellowstone where they just show these horses running while fast and doing skids, and then running back and doing skids with music in the background. And they do it every episode. And it's just like, now I found out it's that wanker that wrote it. He's good at that, so that he gets his wee opportunities. They fucking put himself on doing that.
Horses doing skids.
Horses doing skids.
That's the name of the book.
Horses doing skids. And he's just running, skidding, and looking at the camera. So that boy, and he's in all the other ones, but he's got wee tiny parts. He's teaching the people how to ride horses and all. He's the main dude then. And they've made all the boys like Rip, who Rip didn't give a fuck about anyone. Like the whole fucking last 10 episodes.
Oh no.
bad, like.
So you only like TV series and movies that have
Suit
happy ending?
me, yeah. Oh, but just give some fucking
You
ending.
like Marley and Me? Oh, what? The dog's dead!
What? Oh, no, I didn't see the end of that. You fucking angry.
Bambi's ma! What?
I like a wee twist or something, or save the day, or kill the
Mufasa's dead!
hateful people. The Titanic went down.
Jack drowned!
There's vampires in Dusty Dawn. I didn't know about that. That's your fault, you know.
What?
Dusty Dawn, I didn't know.
No.
Because I bought the CD. You've been ding-dong-danging some years, eh? I got the CD off you and Bob. The disc.
Probably.
I love the cross road from that wee...
But that you're better not knowing about.
Oh, it was amazing. Because...
It just takes an absolute massive left turn.
Well, see
It's a really good crime film up to that point.
Aye, it's brilliant.
It's like Reservoir Dogs.
Getting over the border and let's do it, and then fucking goes into the bar. And I even like the bit where he was going, see, when I finish this bottle, I'm going to smash over that fucker's head next month. Your woman coming out dancing, hey, must be the nicest looking.
Salma Hayek.
When she came out there, I was at this as everybody else sat down.
Aye.
And I'm pouring the drink down her foot and all.
I listen to a few movie podcasts, and that's always the one that
That
comes
was
up.
the one. Nobody since fucking Your Woman and Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit. So they're between Jessica Rabbit. Man, I wonder how many young people our age popped their baloney to Jessica.
She had some set up.
Just the curves and the
Legs.
moves, you know.
Oh, she had a hoop on her.
Well drawn,
do you
well
know
drawn. Disney.
Well drawn.
Good draw.
She had a good line.
The only draw we like. Nice wee shock.
I was listening to a podcast. You know what? I think there's loads of films now that I've watched and don't hold in a high regard, in which
Used to?
No, in which everybody else does, because I think I watched them too young.
Were you watching out of that way?
So I've watched Reservoir Dogs, and I remember going, they never showed the fucking bank heist, but that's all it's supposed to be like that. It's not about the bank heist. It's about.
I watched it when I was young too. Didn't like it. Is it good now? Watching it back?
I haven't watched it, but I was like listening to a podcast. I was like, fuck it. No, it's all about the characters and.
It's his first big.
Aye.
Quentin Tarantino, for anybody who doesn't know. We should make
Next big thing.
We should do a movie pod called The Best of the Best or something.
You remember The Best of the Best?
That was good.
Aye.
Oh, the movie?
Aye.
For joining with the podcast. Oh, aye, everybody crying on it. Yeah, you have to punch him in the face instead of taking him in a headlock.
Is this the karate one?
Aye.
The Four Boys?
And they all cry.
Chris Penn.
Korea versus
He's
America.
also in.
That's what I call Penn's.
He's in.
Sean Penn's bro. He's dead now.
Reservoir Dogs.
He's also in Footloose.
Aye.
He was the boy who couldn't. He had fucking 3 left feet.
So he goes from Footloose to being like a darky boy that can't dance to he's the main crime boss and Reservoir Dogs.
Somebody give another one too. You know the brother that was in Godfather that touted on Al Pacino.
Aye.
He's only been in 5 movies. Might be 4, but 5, and every one of them are blockbusters.
What is it, Fredo or Freddy or?
Don't know your man. I listened to a clip on a podcast and they said it. They gave me the names, and he's not been in anything else. And every one of them were a blockbuster.
I'd love to do it, but
Google that and send it in there.
Would you like to be an actor?
What do you mean? What? You never see Orange is the New Green? Part 2 coming out on the 20th of December, by the way. Alley Theatre. You might be in it. Acting the hired man. No, it's not for me. I can't stick to scripts.
And you know what? That's one of the interesting things from Welcome to Wrexham. Like Rob McElhenney, famous actor, Always Sunny, one of the longest running TV series ever, I think.
He's in some Nick too.
He has his own TV show, podcast, everything. But he was like, I can't do it alone because
he's got TV money.
Aye, which is, he says, I need Hollywood money.
Now, see, for them, they go into the Premier League, even the Championship, you would maintain. They need
but
more,
it shows you, what does Ryan Reynolds get? 20 million a film? And as they don't get up to League 3 in the first year,
they lose $1.5 million.
I was like, it's like next year if we don't get up, like it's not sustainable. Like we can't run this club. And he's got millions and millions.
Sure,
but shows you something like that could suck the money out of you.
Aye, sure, they're trying to get the stadium, the Cop built and it's fucking dear. But even they get the pitch changed. Oh, we need how much that going to cost? 500,000. Okay, and they do this. That shows you how it's there. But for fuck's sake, that's like me and you getting told, listen, you have to pay $5 each.
Do you know what I found funny? How see when they're like the first few episodes when they're going around all the people in the documentary, but they're just saying it how it like it is. He's fucking shit. He needs to be off this fucking team.
The good thing, I'll tell you even better, and you made a good point there. See if you're not on the football or anything like that, you'll learn.
Aye.
Like, because the two Americans haven't a clue about football at the start.
No.
Calling scores and ties and
it was like,
soccer. And
is it offside? I'll never get that offside.
And then now they're veterans of the sport.
Oh, aye.
And they get, and they're,
but
you see
man,
them explaining.
You get sucked into it. So this morning I was watching the final episode and I didn't know if they were going to win the playoff semi-final. Because I'm dying to Google stuff, but I don't want to take
Ask
away.
Ask me.
So I was getting into the shower, so I was sitting bollock naked on the toilet.
Bear.
And there was like 10 minutes left. But I couldn't
Quick
leave.
wank.
I couldn't leave it.
The wank? What?
I had to watch to see how they done.
Oh, aye.
But it kept cutting to like...
It's
Paul
the good thing about it too are the 30-minute jobs. Mullen's brilliant.
Aye. And like he was he like...
Where are they not... Do you think that players that are down there is just... There's luck involved, or they're just not good enough?
It just shows you the levels.
Aye, man.
At that level, he's brilliant. But if you put him in the Premier League, then he obviously...
That's unreal, because you do see people and you're going, fuck, he would do good anywhere.
Aye.
And then it just shows you the elite of the elite.
Aye. Just levels like that.
Like, even now that we said it before, but if you get into the Premier League now, it's just a stadium tour, because you're not staying up. No. Everybody's that established. That much money coming in. Like, even, like, see a Bournemouth, Are we buying, Liverpool are buying Kirkes. But if a team like that does brilliant, they get 100 million at the end of the season for whatever player did brilliant.
Aye.
80. Then they buy 2 or 3 players for 30 or 40 each. Championship teams can't go out and do that.
No.
But the gulf between the Premier League and the Championship is nearly the same as League One and the Championship.
Aye. And that's what Gary Neville's. He has a real problem with
Liverpool.
No, with 3 teams come up, just go straight back down.
Aye.
Because they haven't got the money and the investment, and they haven't got no like Premier League teams that are established. Just get better and better, and more money and more sponsorship.
But when did that start? Because Forest now they're sort of embedded into the Premier League. Leeds are one of the biggest storied problems.
Hey, but like let's be honest. Like if they don't invest and get the players, they'll just go straight back down again.
Apparently, the playoff to get on the Premiership is the biggest prize-winning game in the world. That's mad. Because you automatically get like.
But then I think like Premiership
million.
money is nowhere near American football money.
Hey, it is, isn't it? It is surely. So American football is just America. America.
It's fucking massive.
Fucking America. America's not as big as you. America is like fucking Trump. They made it bigger in the map. It's not that size.
America's,
do you think
America's not as big as you think.
It's not the scale. I know the distance.
It's not the scale.
On the fucking
Take
globe.
it from me, folks. Maps are not the scale.
See a globe? Go on, check it.
What?
Check it. Are they the scale? Because I know that Russia's far, and Africa's far bigger than America, but it looks around the same size.
Our maps too.
That doesn't sound too. That sounds too particular. Our globes, you know the globes that you get sitting on the
maps can be to scale, but not all maps are.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the type of map.
Mm-hmm. You say it, girlfriend.
Let's see. Globes or not? Hey, but who the fuck's looking at a globe?
A bit tattooed on it, but it's not.
It's an audio podcast. He's running down the wing, swinging.
Anybody driving him? I was talking about a wedding. I was at the last day. I was like, "Fuck, me and you have a wedding to go to next week." And the last wedding I went to, I was at full right. And I know this because my mate sent me a fucking video and I deleted it straight away. Bare belly, belt open, taking my wet shirt for a walk across the dance floor like a dog.
You're saying. I can't wait to see you.
I'm going to be good over here on Friday.
Aye, but
we're around the corner from the house.
Like I've seen you in a bar and you've got this It's like a fucking compulsion where you have to talk to every single person in the bar. Now, you're talking 30 or 40 people.
Easy.
Now I get to see it on a wider scale. Like 250 people. And your inner deep compulsion just to speak to everybody on there.
And remember nobody's name.
Aye.
Yep. The worst one was hypnotising everybody during the time the hypnotist shouldn't have put the fucking Danny shouldn't have given me a clock with my suit. Stupid. Don't be giving me what he called whenever you know when people are ad-libbing what he called. Prop. Never give me a prop. I remember the green, white and orange inflatable
This
hammer.
suit comes with a rubber baseball bat.
I had a green, white and orange inflatable hammer and a top, one of them tall hats, green, white and orange, St. Patrick's Day, and I battered everybody with it, sir. Hugo Duncan was up on the stage and ran on the stage and everything. And it beeped. No, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Bop. Hugo singing, going, what the fuck going on? I'm like, yeah. Oh, that was a nightmare. I would have been a nightmare in comedy clubs, like, if I had a new etiquette. I'd have thought I'm funnier than them.
You'd have been Paddy Flick.
I was getting some heckles and up in, where was it? In Donegal there. But they just are not used to comedy, it's the first time. So they sort of thought they were in Gogglebox, shouting the TV.
Aye.
And they were just answering questions. You know, if I mentioned something, they're, I don't want one to you. Happened to me one day. And I'm going, all right, love, I'll take it from here. 200 people looking at you. Fucking hell. You're going to see it. And Orla, sure, me and Orla would go out. I would lucky I have a wife that understands. And we go into a club, or we go into, not a club, unless I'm in the town. I wouldn't do it in Derry or nothing like that. But if we go into the pub, we don't speak probably until we go home again. But she's as bad as me. I went to a wedding one time. She was, you're dragging me to this wedding. I know absolutely nobody.
They never fucked up.
Man, I swear to God, we were, before the food, we were in the foyer, just having a beer. And I went to the toilet, came back. Hey, do you know my husband is on the, you ever hear of banter? I'm like, oh, man.
Tomorrow.
I mentioned the podcast or something.
I know, I was going to say this wedding mentioned the podcast.
He says I'm stand-up or something.
But you're completely...
He knows Barry the Blender.
I hadn't seen you in about 20 minutes. I came round the corner and you were sitting with a pile of young fellas and he was like, oh, Cookie, just a man. Arm wrestle him. And then I'm there 5 minutes later, arm wrestling these boys.
Sure, my Connell's going to be working. You know what I mean? He's going to see his dad full flight.
Right, aye.
Full flight. Man, the last time I was at a wedding up in the fir trees was Barry Barclays, and I woke up with a big fucking burn mark across my face because I was doing the snail across the dance floor. Know your face. Going up and down.
And you'd have been heavy too, so you'd have been slopping.
Oh,
you were doing the snail.
I remember I used to do a bit on it, but trying to make it across the other side, hoping I have enough fucking belly sweat to get me the other end. I've never made it to the carpet. But I keep trying.
But you know what?
And then I'll say I'm not a cunt. Like I do that, but I would never do it when the place is packed. No, I wait till the father daughter dance. I wait when everybody's looking.
There's an opportunity.
Wanker.
Oh, I'm going to drop the seed. I might just bring a box of props.
Oh, Tommy and Blee, Tommy Cannon, Niall Blee used to do that every time we went in staff dues. Not residentials. I stopped drinking at them for about, before you started I wouldn't have drank at them. Well, maybe it didn't even the last one we went to. Not much anyway compared to the other. I was having a bit of crack, but I was staying the beer where Tommy would buy me a vodka. I'd go up and they asked them. I would say 2 vodkas, my whole personality changes. 2 vodkas.
Karen would be saying to me, why have you got a box with a litre of vodka and it's full of props? And I was like, you'll see.
Do you remember I brought
Take it at the wedding.
I was like drips full of vodka. And I kept, because they were fun and they can get in your pocket, but they kept fucking falling out and landing on the floor. And they were up the whole night, woke up, they weren't even opened. 2 of them. So I've got free vodka in my pockets and going up and buying it at the bar. Dickheads. But the good thing about having a Strabane wedding, car bar, bam, 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 bam. If the weather's decent, she's looking to get me clothes that suit her dress, and it's like,
fuck, sir, I have not to wear this.
Like tan trousers. That's all I'm a peer. I'm a sprayer. Like, don't get me suede shoes. Don't get me tan trousers. Definitely don't fucking buy grey and armpits as well. No,
I don't think I'm gonna have to get some.
You're gonna look. You'll have the fucking.
But I don't have anything
up there too. Is Mulsey going to that?
Aye.
Them boys will all be dressing Does Mullsy go to everything?
Yeah, every single thing.
Everything.
Fucking open an envelope.
So we have about Mark, our cameraman, who's not here today. You always notice when Mark's on because the quality's always better in the video than you. But he's one of sponsors. We're moving into a new venue. It's going to be a class studio. We've got class guests. We want to make the place look brilliant, but we need a sponsor. And you should be all over, as he says, you'll be in all the backdrops, all the shit. We can do a
shout out every week.
And it's not that fucking dear, it's just to pay the rent for us.
$1 million.
$1 million.
No, I'm looking forward to the wedding. Not looking forward to
the next day.
And I'm doing that thing, just you know what? Take it easy. We're off.
We're off the Monday.
Are we?
It's bank holiday.
The South?
The South. It's this fucking Monday. Oh, no.
I'm actually working.
This Monday. You told me too you weren't going to. You were going to scheme wife.
I had a whole fucking.
He was going to scheme wife. Anybody who remembers that old one? Where you don't let on giraffe.
Oh, I was going to get up, get the uniforms on, get the lunches, waving at the door. Goodbye.
What are you wearing a Wayne's uniform? I'm ready, love. You look like your man at AC/DC.
And then it's going to be everybody. But then I remembered about a few months ago, I was like, fuck, that's bank holiday Monday. If I work that's me paid, and I don't have to take a day off work. And then I fucking seen it now. I was like,
I always did that. You pick a shift that's 6 weeks away. 100%.
I know.
And then it comes up to the end, you're like, why did I do a 48? 72 hours the worst. Why we even did it? Like you did you and Lee did I think you did the biggest. Mine was 3 24s in a row. So worked a week, worked all weekend, worked a week, worked all weekend, worked a week, worked all weekend, worked a week. So that's, what is it? 5 weeks straight. You boys must have done like 8-9 weeks.
Mine doing a long.
That's going on.
Yeah, because it was Dublin, you had to go down. You couldn't go down and do a day shift. It had to be worth it.
It had to be 24 minimum.
Because it was €50 to your wages right away on diesel.
Yeah, but doing a 70. But you did a 48. Blee did 4, and I think you did 5. Because I remember saying you broke Blee's record.
Do you mind Bap's wife used to go back to her home country for a week, and he just went down and worked 7 days in a row, straight through, morning to night.
And a new African dude. I thought his was a cracker. He would work all week, Monday to Friday, every night. He says, I don't understand. This is like a free digs, free food, and then stay in a hotel the weekend. And it's cheaper than renting a flat.
Oh, yeah.
Just stay, and you're getting a hotel, you just washed, you're getting everything there, no cleaning, no nothing.
Nice wee treat at the weekend, yeah.
And you're making some money during the week. That's what he did. So he lived in the house, the children's home, for 5 days, and then a hotel the weekend.
Class.
Fucking right. And he was able to send loads home.
That's a long 5 days. Like you're on that.
Not in the world. Like he's came from a shanty town. Where this is like, what? You're going to feed me? You're going to fucking let me? What? I can drive vehicles? Wee.
What accent would you say that was?
I don't know. It's like a hybrid fucking Scottish.
All right, let's go away.
That's us. Anybody who look at the sponsors? Did I mention it?
Yeah, Horses Doing Skids is sponsored by Doherty Sausages.
Yeah. Doherty, give us a shout.
Stinger bars.
Anybody else think about it? We're international. We've got 2 listeners in Vietnam, you cunts.
These cunts, yes.
Bye-bye.
Up a fucking hoods.